Now, Nicki Minaj comes to Twitter because that she was not impressed by. Not even was she not impressed.
Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. Two rap queens back at war, hurling insults over lyrics, album sales, Cardi's babies, some barbecue ribs, even Barney the dinosaur.
This sounds exciting.
So, who's the drama?
Oh my God. That's a great question.
The rap world has seen its fair share of drama, but nothing compares to what's unfolding right now between Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Ice Spice. It's loud, it's petty, and it's way too personal for anyone to look away. What started as a few shady tweets has blown up into one of the ugliest, most unpredictable feuds in hip-hop history. And the way it keeps spiraling, nobody knows where the line will finally be drawn. This isn't just about music anymore. This is about careers, reputations, families, and billion-dollar industry politics. Cardi B has been firing shots like never before. Nicki has responded with memes, cryptic warnings, and some of the harshest insults she's ever put online. And Ice Spice? She somehow slipped into the middle of it all, turning an already messy beef into a three-way crossfire. Fans are eating it up, Twitter is exploding, and at this point, the whole thing feels like a reality show playing out live in front of millions. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned, because this feud isn't even close to over.
She's implying in her tweets that Cardi B's numbers are inflated. So Nicki Minaj tweets to every abler, never provoke a writer while they're, and then she has like the pencil writing emoji. You join the game as a willing participant. Don't try to back out now.
I feel like I've been in a lot of drama.
You're extra, you're loud, you're unapologetic.
Well, thank you.
The history of the beef. To really understand why this latest round is so explosive, you have to go back to the history between Nicki and Cardi. Their rivalry isn't new. It's been simmering for nearly a decade. The tension first became undeniable in 2018 during the Harper's Bazaar Icon Party in New York. That's the night Cardi confronted Nicki in person, and things got physical. By the end of it, Cardi was photographed with a knot on her forehead, an image that went viral instantly and cemented the idea that this wasn't just fan speculation. These two genuinely didn't like each other. From then on, every interview, every tweet, every red carpet appearance came under a microscope. Fans were quick to pit them against each other, and the media only amplified it. Rumors of a collaboration surfaced now and then, but nothing ever materialized, leaving people to believe the feud had permanently poisoned any chance of them working together. Female rappers are always unfairly compared, but with Nicki and Cardi, the comparisons were weaponized. For years, fans of both artists have been locked in endless debates about who's really on top. Nicki's coded tweets. Fast forward to now, and Nicki decided to ignite the flames once again. But instead of coming straight at Cardi, she went cryptic. She tweeted 32,726, a number that had fans scrambling for hidden meaning. Then came a message saying, "Never provoke a writer while they're writing. The reindeer games begin." If there's one thing Nicki knows how to do, it's plant seeds of speculation. She's mastered the art of tweeting just enough to get her followers talking without fully explaining herself. The timing was suspicious. Cardi had just released her new album, and Nicki's post lined up perfectly with its rollout. Fans immediately assumed the tweets were aimed at Cardi, even though Nicki never mentioned her by name. And when you consider how much these two have clashed in the past, the coded messages didn't feel random. They felt deliberate. It was only a matter of time before the subtlety disappeared and the feud became direct. $4.99 tweet, plus Barney bars. Nicki didn't keep the gloves on for long. Soon after, she tweeted $4.99, and fans knew instantly what that meant. Cardi's new album, Am I the Drama, had been discounted, and Nicki made sure the world noticed. That one number was all it took to spark chaos, but Nicki wasn't finished. She tore into Cardi's lyrics, especially the playful line, "A B, C, D, E, F, G, these B's can't mess with me." Nicki mocked the rhyme, calling it something out of a children's cartoon, and started referring to Cardi as Barney B. She even wrote out her own parody verses, twisting the alphabet lyrics into insults about surgery, fraud, and family drama. These weren't subtle shots, they were direct, brutal, and calculated to humiliate. Fans either laughed at the savagery or called it low. But one thing was clear, Nicki had reignited the beef in a very public, very ugly way. Cardi's explosive clapback. Cardi didn't just respond, she unloaded. She accused Nicki of being obsessed with her music, mocking her for streaming every lyric like a fan. Then she went further, bringing up Nicki's brother and his criminal past. a move that shocked even some of Cardi's own supporters. The feud had gone from music and memes to family scandals in seconds. But Cardi wasn't done. She pointed out that Nicki has been in the game for over 16 years, so instead of competing with her, she should be measuring herself against peers like Rihanna, Taylor Swift, or Drake. Cardi framed herself as the new generation, and Nicki as the veteran who shouldn't even need to engage with her. The subtext was clear: Nicki's threatened. And then Cardi crossed an even more personal line, making digs about Nicki's fertility struggles, accusing her of visiting multiple doctors because she couldn't conceive. It was one of the harshest things ever said in this feud, and fans couldn't believe how quickly the insults escalated. Cardi's humor plus lifestyle shade. Even while going for blood, Cardi's personality shined through. At one point, she downplayed the entire situation by tweeting about baking ribs and blondie brownies, while Nicki obsessed over her album sales. That casual, unbothered humor is exactly why Cardi's comebacks resonate so much online. She makes it seem like she's multitasking her regular life while effortlessly clapping back at one of the biggest names in rap. It made her fans love her even more, and it made her shade hit harder. Nicki looked like she was consumed with the feud, while Cardi made it seem like it was just another Monday in her kitchen. In the court of public opinion, those little moments of humor often carry more weight than the most savage insults. Nicki's memes. Nicki's response? Memes. She shared a photoshopped picture of Cardi dressed as Barney, doubling down on the joke about her lyrics. She also posted an image of Jay-Z crying while holding money, a not-so-subtle reference to Cardi's alliance with him through Roc Nation. These visuals went viral, spawning countless retweets and Instagram reposts. For Nicki's fanbase, the memes were proof she could still dominate the internet narrative. But for Cardi's supporters, it was just more evidence that Nicki was obsessed with tearing her down. What made it fascinating was how both sides weaponized the same memes. One side laughed, the other side used them as proof of insecurity, Roc Nation and Jay-Z angle. But beneath all the memes and pettiness, there's a serious power struggle. Nicki has been openly feuding with Roc Nation and Jay-Z, claiming she's owed nearly $200 million from her stake in Tidal. It's one of the most dramatic disputes in recent music business history, and she hasn't been shy about airing her frustrations. So when Cardi dropped a track that sampled Jay-Z's Imaginary Players and revealed that Jay-Z himself approved it, fans immediately connected the dots. Cardi was playing chess, not checkers. She wasn't just releasing a song, she was aligning herself with one of the biggest power players in hip-hop, someone Nicki had been publicly battling. Whether Cardi meant it or not, the timing made it look like a direct shot at Nicki's weak spot. Ice Spice gets involved. Just when you thought the story couldn't get any crazier, Ice Spice popped in. She tweeted a single cryptic emoji during the feud, and fans immediately speculated that it was shade toward Cardi. Rumors spread fast that she had a diss track lined up, and the internet went into full meltdown mode. Then, things got worse. A leaked audio clip surfaced online, allegedly capturing Cardi raging on the phone about Ice Spice. In the clip, she supposedly said she wanted to fight Ice Spice, claiming she wasn't like Lotto or Nicki because she was actually willing to throw hands. The recording went viral, and suddenly a two-person feud had become a three-way showdown, the leaked call fallout. What made the leaked call even more suspicious was how fast it disappeared. Within hours, Warner Music Group, Cardi's own label, blocked it online, claiming copyright. Fans asked the obvious question: if it wasn't real, why would her own label rush to remove it? That move gave the recording even more credibility. Cardi eventually addressed it by apologizing to Lotto. She admitted she had been ranting in the heat of the moment, said she still respected Lotto, and even joked she'd buy her a designer bag to make it up to her. The apology was lighthearted, but the damage was already done. The leaked call showed Cardi at her rawest, and whether you believed it or not, it added fuel to the fire. Ice Spice's manager accused Cardi didn't stop at apologizing. She pointed fingers, accusing Ice Spice's manager James of leaking the call. She said the timing, right before Ice Spice previewed her new track, was too perfect to be a coincidence. According to Cardi, it looked like a rollout stunt designed to use her name for promo. James fired back, denying everything. He said the call was a three-way conversation that included Cardi's own manager, and he swore he had nothing to do with the leak. He even said he respected private conversations and wasn't in the business of leaking anything. The back and forth became its own subplot, with fans arguing over who was lying and who was playing victim. Escalation to family insults. As wild as it all was, nothing prepared fans for what happened next. Nicki crossed a line most people thought she would never cross. She brought Cardi's kids into the feud. She allegedly called Cardi's daughter names, using language so offensive it sparked outrage across social media. Cardi's response was immediate. She defended her daughter, calling her beautiful, and blasted Nicki for being desperate enough to involve children in a beef that should have stayed between adults. Even fans who had been enjoying the drama were suddenly uncomfortable. Attacking someone's kids was universally seen as too far, and Nicki's tweets drew more backlash than support. Where things stand now, right now, things are still chaotic. Nicki has deleted most of her tweets and is focusing on reposting fan tributes that highlight her career achievements. It's almost like she's trying to shift the narrative back to her legacy instead of the feud. Cardi, on the other hand, hasn't slowed down. She's still responding to fans, shading Ice Spice's team, and doubling down on her earlier points. Ice Spice has stayed quiet, but continues to post cryptic emojis and teasers, letting the speculation swirl without confirming anything. Fans are completely divided. Some defend Cardi's brutal honesty, others defend Nicki's longevity in the game, and plenty of people are just watching from the sidelines, enjoying the drama like it's a live stream soap opera. So where does this end? Right now, it doesn't look like it will. Cardi and Nicki have gone past music and into the personal. They've involved families, managers, and even entire record labels. Ice Spice's name is now in the mix, and the feud shows no signs of cooling down. This isn't just about two women in hip-hop anymore, it's about power, influence, and pride. The big question is whether this feud hurts their legacies or cements them as the most talked-about figures in rap. Either way, it's clear we're witnessing something that people will remember for years. The memes, the insults, the leaked calls, it's all part of a saga that's still unfolding. Now, I want to know what you think. Are you Team Cardi, Team Nicki, or do you think Ice Spice is about to take advantage of all this chaos?